Maybe you're just about to buy your first motorcycle, or maybe you've been riding around in flip-flops for years and are finally having second thoughts. Either way, you've probably asked yourself the question, which is, what is the least amount of gear I need to wear while still preventing the most common causes of injury and death? If you ask me, this is what you need. Now, first off, you are going to want a pair of above-the-ankle leather boots. You want it to have a few different features: a smooth toe box, a relatively simple lacing system, and again, above the ankle. You want them above the ankle because if you go down and you're going to get some road rash, don't get road rash, and instead have the leather take the heat for you on that, because the ankle bone is going to be the thing that protrudes from your foot from that region. It's going to be the first thing that hits the ground on the low side, so let's just get that protected with a taller leather boot. You want a smooth toe box because you want to be able to reach under the shift, well, it's going to be your left foot. You want to reach under the shift lever and be able to get it nicely. If you get something that's kind of a boxier toe or laces that go really far down, getting to that shift lever might get a little annoying, so I just like to have it as smooth as possible. Third is going to be the simple lacing system. One, like I mentioned, I just don't want those like a hiking boot where the laces go like nearly down to the front of the toe, because I'm just using that region. You can see there's like a little mark right here. That's where my shift lever sits. And then I also just don't want it to get caught in the chain. So simple laces that also get tucked in when I'm riding. Now I will note that these boots still don't do two things. One, if you want to roll your ankle, you are still more than welcome to in these boots. They don't have structure like a pair of Alpinestars moto boots that are going to really keep this and this from happening. So rolling your ankle, breaking bones down there because they've just gotten, shifted out of place and smashed can still happen. And also is the crush factor. These have no crush protection. So if your bike lands on you, again, you do a low side and the engine lands on your foot or something, these are not protecting you much. But just keep those things in mind that they don't do everything that a pair of race boots will do. While we're on the topic of leather gloves are one of those things that are so easy to get. They're very affordable relatively to every other piece of motorcycle gear, and they just do a great job of protecting yourself from road rash on your hands. When you're at low speeds, like I said, even a parking lot or whatever, you're gonna maybe instinctively put your hand down to protect yourself, and you're gonna beat up your hands on that gravel, on that road, whatever, and then it's gonna be a pain to be able to hold on to the controls, turn the throttle, grab everything. Your hands are just gonna hurt, they're gonna be bleeding, and these would have protected them. Now, when it comes to dying, nothing prevents it more than a helmet. There are a few things to look for in a helmet, and then many things that I don't care if you want to look for them or not. In the US, a DOT rating is all you need for the safety measures for a helmet to be certified and to be purchasable at a store. And DOT really hasn't been updated in a long time, and really isn't a standard that you should be respecting for your own personal safety. You should be looking at Snell if you want. Snell has been good, but the ECE 2206 rating is the rating to have. Nothing is better these days for on-road use than ECE 2206. I love ECE 2206. So I say I like ECE 2206 better, but it's worth noting Snell has made an update where they have the Snell M2020D, and that is their classic Snell rating as we have known it. But they've now created a second one called the Snell M2020R, that is essentially just double approving what would have gotten approved through an ECE 2206. So what you may find is some companies that just like Snell better or have a relationship with Snell, I'm not really sure, but they want to Snell approve over ECE approve their helmets, but it may be getting the better Snell M2020R rating. It's a little redundant because ECE 2206 exists, but just keep in mind that there isn't just one Snell rating. And like some people have mentioned, they say, oh, you can't tell the difference on if it's a Snell M2020D or R. You can. It's inside the helmet, it's under the liner. It'll tell you if it's a D or an R rating. Other than that, I don't care what you do for a helmet. If you want a modular helmet, whatever, all I ask is that it's probably going to be full face, please. It's really just like the best thing is just get it to cover your whole face and just be hard all the way around the chin, all the way around the back, everything. No skull caps. Modular helmets are fine, but just the 3/4 face moped helmets I wouldn't wear. Anything else in terms of style, you want speaker pockets, you want super quiet, you want race helmet, ultralight, none of that really matters. Just get ECE 2206 and then whatever you think is pretty, whatever has the features you want. And most importantly, whatever is comfortable and that you're going to wear every time. If you don't like the way your helmet feels, you're gonna be less inclined to wear it in states where it isn't required. So get one that is just super comfortable that you're gonna put on every time before you ride. Now, earplugs are not going to save your life, but they may save your ears from tinnitus or other damages that may happen from loud noises. Now, you don't need to have a open exhaust GSXR 1000 to get hearing damage. You can get it on a regular motorcycle that's nearly dead silent. You can get it on an electric motorcycle on the highway at 90 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour for long enough just from that wind noise. Because again, most tinnitus comes from sustained loud noise, not one immediate incredibly loud noise. Now you're in luck because I've spent like $300, hundreds of dollars on nearly every single earplug I could get a hold of, from motorcycle brands to non-motorcycle specific brands, everything in between, from $100 for one pair of earplugs to a matter of 7 cents per earplug. The Alpine MotoSafe Race earplugs are the absolute best earplug on the market today. They are second to none. You can see I've already made a video previously on them. Everyone in the comment section agrees with me. The good news is I probably don't need to convince you very much because they are not very expensive compared to a lot of their competitors. I can't remember the price offhand, but they were very much in the middle of the price bracket, so I don't even have to convince you of buying these premium earplugs. They're really solid. After I figured out that they were the absolute best earplugs, I did reach out to them to work with them for a little bit, and I did have a sale with them, but I no longer have any business relationship with them. This isn't sponsored. I have no contract or obligation to say that these are the best. They still absolutely are. They are the only earplugs. They are the only earplugs that I wear on a motorcycle ride, and the only reason that I'll probably switch away from these is when they make an updated version. They're great. Now let's discuss the elephant in the room, which is that I didn't mention pants being riding jeans or jackets, protective jackets. For the pants, I've worn riding pants before, and I like them if I'm gonna do some like really heavy, some really crazy stuff. They're not very comfortable and they don't protect much. Even take these knee pads I have on right now. This would be a great location if the knee pad actually stayed here. But really when I'm riding in the jeans I have, and I won't say the brand, I love D3O by the way, D3O, big fan of. But the pants that I have, these pads just slide really far in, and I feel like the outside of my knee is just left completely exposed. So the comfort to safety ratio, that math just does not work out. So I just really don't wear them very often. But for jackets, I'll give you an anecdote and you can choose from there. When I first started riding, I was riding in the city, like in San Francisco, really only on city streets, not much faster than 45 miles an hour. And back then, I didn't wear a jacket because I just didn't think that road rash was really gonna be that common for me. And you know, if I was hit by a car, dang, you know, wouldn't want that. But the big road rash thing, or just me, you know, flying off and doing a high side on the motorcycle and needing the elbow pads and the back pad, was just pretty minimal. And especially I was headed to school, so I just didn't want to wear a jacket all day. Nowadays, I'm here in Oregon and I'm doing a lot more hobby riding, a lot more sunny weather, back road, really fast riding. I would never do that without a jacket. That just seems crazy. Maybe once a year just because the weather's perfect and I'm gonna really chance it just to feel cool and not have to wear a jacket that day. But that still, I mean, it hasn't come up in summers. I've been wearing jackets every single big ride. I know that people have discussed the armor that come in jackets and are saying that their shock attenuation or the amount of load they're able to displace still isn't adequate enough, and you're still gonna be breaking bones and doing things like that. Take a sweeping corner at 80 miles an hour, rolling onto the throttle, exiting at 100 miles an hour, and let me know if you wanna do that in a jacket with armor or not. For me, I'm wearing a jacket. Because there are so many different environments and contexts in which you ride a motorcycle, the jacket didn't make the need list, but I definitely put the jacket in the common sense section. If you're riding and you feel like you should be doing it in a jacket, you should probably be doing it in a jacket.